Hi, good evening. I am making these videos for my students. Today we are going to discuss about an impressive tool in Revit. It's root analysis. Let's continue with the video. I'm going to undo everything. Let me open this file again. I'm going to close. I don't want to save this now. Let's open the same file again. It's upgrading from 2021 to 2022. Okay, I have an example file here. Okay, so this is how it looks. Now we are going to check root analysis toolkit. Let's go to level 1. Okay, this is my plan. In analyze tab and here root analysis panel, you can see here 1 2 3 4 5 6. We have 6 tools for this root analysis. Okay, the first tool is path of travel. As the image shows, I'm going to try this tool. I'm selecting the tool, and here what I get, I can mention the line style. Let it be as path of travel line. Okay, and here in the left bottom you can see pick path of travel start point. I'm going to give a start point. For example, a person is standing here. It's the starting point. And the second point I'm going to mention as the gate or the main door. And here you can see Revit is drawing a line to the shortest distance from point to point. So we have to understand how Revit considering the obstacles. And here you can see the second option is to reveal obstacles. I'm selecting the tool, and here you can see whatever is highlighted in orange, those elements are considered as obstacles in Revit. If you want to know what are the elements are considered as obstacles, here in the bottom right corner we have an arrow mark. If you click that arrow, and here you can see Revit will never consider these as an obstacle. There's a title. Okay, so here we have to select which family to exclude, and here in the entire family set or category set only the door is excluded. In case if you select window, okay, I'm selecting window to exclude from obstacle. Here you can see there are some windows, and if I say exclude from obstacle, and I'm going to say OK, and I have to remove this obstacle view, and I'm going to enable again. And now you can see the windows are not highlighted. And if I draw the path of travel from here to here, oh, Revit is not considering the window. Okay, Revit also considering the height of the window. Okay, so for example, if I go to analysis tab, and here you can see the top above the height of a person and the bottom as an 8 inch. So this window is coming from 1 feet to 7 feet. So that's why Revit is considering these windows as obstacle. Okay, let's remove wall from the obstacle list. I'm going to the settings, and I'm going to say wall to exclude from obstacle list, and if I say OK, I'm going to show the reveal obstacle. I'm going to refresh it, so I'm going to remove reveal obstacle, and I'm going to enable again. Now you can see Revit is not considering the wall as obstacle. but still all the path they are remaining the same, it's not updated. In case if I select any path and if I say update, and you can see a straight line passing through the wall. So it's a concept. So you have to mention what to consider as obstacle in Revit. So if you select here and here, you can mention wall as obstacle. So you have to uncheck, and you have to uncheck window to enable window as obstacle. If you want to remove from obstacle list, you can check them here. Okay, and say okay. And here you can see there are some element, but only one pipe is shown as an obstacle. For example, if I go to view, 3D view, and here you can see this is a post, umbrella post. Revit supposed to show this pedestal as obstacle because man cannot walk over this obstacle. Okay, but here the pedestal is not highlighting. Why? Because our root analysis tool considering the bottom above 8 inch. In case if I keep this as 1 inch, and if I say okay, to refresh the view, I'm going to disable the reveal obstacle tool and I'm going to enable again. Now you can see Revit is considering the pedestal as obstacle. I'm going to disable reveal obstacle tool. So here we know the path from here to here, the path of travel goes through preparation station. In case if I don't want to make my route through the preparation station, then I can add a waypoint anywhere in the line and I can move it away from the preparation station. Now Revit is considering as a station, this is starting station and it's a middle station and it's an end station. So it will be drawing the nearest route from station to station. Okay, if you want to remove this point, you can remove at any time. Delete waypoint, select the point, add waypoint, add the point and move the point. Okay, the third tool is multiple paths from one place to other place. Every person will take a different route. In that case, let's select multiple paths and take a minimum path separation as 6 feet, and I'm going to say okay. I'm going to choose from this point to this point, and you can see two paths is getting created from here to here and from here to here. Let's close. I'm going to delete this path. I'm going to do multiple path again. Give OK. I'm going to select from this point to this point. And now you can see 3 paths are created. So this is how you can create multiple path. In case if you select all the 3 points and if you say update, Revit going to consider the shortest distance as the critical path or the path of travel. And here you can see there are actually 3 route analysis. Here you can see it's 3, totally 3. I'm going to delete 1, delete 2nd, delete 3rd. The next tool is one-way indicator, same like our traffic system. In case if you mention as one-way indicator or one-way route, then Revit will ignore that route. Let us check. For example, I'm going to draw a multiple path. from here to here. I'm getting 2 root. I'm going to mention this as one way. For example, I'm going to take one way indicator. I have to load the family, so I'm going to the library root analysis and select one way sign root analysis, and I have a small arrow and I'm going to mention this root as one way. So I have to flip this arrow so that it means that a person can travel from here to here but not in the opposite direction. Okay, in this family you can see there is a width adjustment tool. Okay, now I'm going to run the same root analysis again. Let's see how this Revit reacts. I'm going to select multiple paths and select the same point from here to here. Now you can see the Revit is ignoring this one-way route and it's taking the other route. I believe now you understand how this one-way route works. In case if you want to modify this route manually, as I told before, select the path, add waypoint and move it wherever you want. Add waypoint, select and move it. Okay, the next tool is people content. For example, when we were drawing a route analysis from here to here, the line was going through the preparation station. I can show you the same again. If I delete this way path point, okay, if I just removed the waypoint and it is going through preparation station. Let us consider that there are some people are standing here. So to mention people standing here, select people content and I have to load the family. I'm going to say yes and I'm going to select people content in route analysis, open, and here you can see in the properties I have two options. People content in route analysis I have 6 feet and 8 feet. For example, if a person is standing, I'm going to press spacebar to rotate the family and I'm going to place it here, and I'm going to place one more person here, and here now I'm going to select the route analysis path and I'm going to say update. Now you can see the route analysis path, now it is away from the people family. So this is how Revit works, and you can see reveal obstacle. Now you can see this people content being considered as an obstacle in Revit. Okay, we have only one tool left. Let's see that. The next one is spatial grid. Spatial grid places a square or hexagonal grid in a room element. Now I'm going to try this tool, spatial grid. I'm going to select the tool and here I have to mention whether will I use a square pattern or a hexagonal pattern. So I'm going to choose hexagon, and grid spacing we can mention here. This is what the grid spacing, how this is considered, and if I say OK, and now I am supposed to select a room. For example, I'm selecting this room and I'm going to say finish. Now you can see a hexagonal pattern now being applied, and in the property if you see, it's a filled region and it's a detail item. It's a filled region only. So when you are applying annotate region, filled region, So this is how we are going to apply the filled region. You will have the arrow mark to adjust. The same way this hexagonal pattern also have arrow marks. This will act as a filled region only, and all the lines you can move. And you can see here I'm selecting the pattern, and if I select and move the pattern, you can see I can move the pattern. Actually it is actually moved the entire filled region. I'm going to undo. If I give tab and if I select, I'm selecting a line, and if I move this line, you can see I can move the pattern. In case if I want to align this line to this line, for example I'm drawing a line, I want to align this line to this line, I can easily take align tool. I'm typing AL in the keyboard to take align, or you can go to modify and take align tool and select the reference and select the element. So this is how you can align. Okay, so this pattern can help you to arrange your furniture or your element. Okay, let us check the square pattern. I'm going to select this pattern. I'm going to delete it now. Now let's go to analyze and select spatial grid and select square pattern, and the spacing is 6 feet, and I'm going to say OK. Now I'm supposed to select the room element and save finish. Now you can see square pattern is applied here. This square pattern you can use them as a reference. Select and use them as reference. Okay, so that's all about the root analysis. I believe I have explained all the tools in root analysis. If you have any questions, please give me a message in the WhatsApp. Otherwise you can mention it in the comments also. Thanks for watching my video. Thank you. Bye bye.